That's difficult. I mean, I was happy, so happy, I guess. Um, I was also conscious that where I could have done better, and I knew that I could do better. So I guess proud needs to be there as well, I think. Yeah. But the people I wasn't expecting them to be as open as they were in the end. So they're very open. You very easily make friends, and having such a big grade helped, you know, broaden my sort of like social, um, my boundaries, social boundaries. Like just have a lot of friends and stuff. Even though we only have 6 subjects, sometimes when I tell that to people, they think it's not enough. But I think the curriculum and the syllabi are very broad in the sense that they make you look at all these different aspects and from different perspectives. Geography it wasn't my favorite subject at any point in time, and yet every time I traveled, it always kept coming up, and it always kept coming up. So every time I traveled, we could see sort of rock formations, and I could explain that sort of like how they historically develop. Then cities, the urban studies. I mean, I sort of understood much better how cities worked, and sort of all the ecosystem surrounding them, the connections between, so interdisciplinary learning. And so you sort of learn things in a way that they're connected, and it helps, I guess, because it makes you feel like you're not learning separate things. You're sort of you're learning them all at once, and maybe an improvement or a development in what you learned in subject A might actually help you with understanding something in subject B. I'm not being made to say this, but it's my honest opinion that the school was very well equipped to sort of deal with the situation. And so how did they help me overcome issues? I mean, they were prepared, and they were willing to work towards solving the issues. What issues? Well, learning. You guys still made sure that we had class, and there weren't many days lost because of the pandemic. I think we worked more at home than at school. I mean, I remember the teachers asking sometimes, we had this thing to learn, and they would ask the class how everyone was learning it. And I think the fact that the teacher is asking the students how they're learning it is already a good sign, because they didn't tell them how to learn. They sort of left that open, and I think that's important because, everyone learns differently. And yeah, to be efficient, you need to find your own way. And so I remember the replies. Everyone was doing a different thing. Flashcards. YouTube videos. People had mnemonics. Unique. That's a difficult question. Very organized. So that's one. I always felt that, I never feared that anything would get lost. And even when when the work started piling up, I always knew that, I always felt that someone, for example, Mr. Coffee or Mr. Thomas, I always felt like one of these people would have my back. If it's like, it's not that I was being monitored, but I felt safe in knowing that they would give me a heads up if I wasn't going to, or if I wasn't progressing in the right way. You still have that individual responsibility and nervousness, because it'll ultimately always depend on you, but there's sort of a line that they won't let you fall under, I think, or they'll try very hard for you not to fall under ultimately. And apart from being very well academically prepared, I think sort of being able to navigate an institution is important. So my university is much bigger than ISB, but learning to navigate an institution like that, I think, was really important, and it'll probably turn out to be even more important when it comes to the workplace, because you really have to interact with many people at ISB, and the contacts that you have, and sort of social contacts and the stuff you need to do ultimately get you in contact with a lot of people, and that's important, that you know how to deal with many different types of person, and how to handle that. Yeah, I get that ISB is an international school, so you know people come here knowing that they'll only stay for a limited amount of time, and some people opt to you know not commit themselves as much to you know full integration, and I understand that. But I think there should be also an option for those who want to be integrated, because you offer so many services that we can live in a bubble without outsourcing, but at the same time that we don't have the need to integrate because of that. And I think you miss out on so many experiences and so many of the things that you know local that the local area can give you. You asked me the question previously about how you are unique. I think if you are more local, you'd be automatically unique.